This is my review of this manual coffee grinder. It's actually a pretty neat device, and I'm going to show you how to work this because when I got it at first, I've never used one before, and I've always used automatic or electric, and I was a little bit confused, but then I figured it out, and it's actually quite simple once you understand how this works. So this is how it came. It came packaged like this, and the handle was separate. So the handle goes here. You don't need anything. Just it's in this shape. So you just put it on, and then to grind, you just go around like this. Okay. Now, that's important to remember. Now, this is the container where the coffee grinds will fall once you grind them. So when you take it apart, this is basically nothing but the compartment and there's a see-through plastic here, so you can see when your coffee grinds how much of the coffee grinds are in there. And now this part over here, this is you can control how coarse or how fine you want the coffee grinds to be. So basically that will release the coffee grinds over there. So if you want it finer, you go clockwise. If you want it if you want coarse grind, larger grinds, then you go counterclockwise. So that's the knob that controls that. So I'm going to try to do a coarse. I just want to see, because this is what I would use it for mostly, to grind it coarsely if I wanted to make French press coffee, because you don't want it very fine. But at the same time, if you're making a very small amount, you just want to grind it by hand, that you can use any setting. But I'm going to try that one. And so you open this, and this is where the coffee grinds will go. So I have a 1/4 cup of coffee here, and I'm going to, let me take a teaspoon because okay, so I'm going to take a teaspoon and going to put a couple in there. Okay, so I'm going to try this. So then the top goes back on. You can see the coffee grinds in there. There's a mesh underneath there. So I'm going to put this on like so. So then this knob is going through, and this is going to slide pretty tightly in through here. Okay, so I'm all set. I'm going to clear this plate so I can put this back on. Okay, so I'm going to take the handle, put this like so, and I'm going to do the grinding. Let's see. Okay, so it's not going to come out, it's just going to be in there. Okay, well, this is very easy to do. It's kind of fun, actually. Oh, wow, look at that. Coffee's right in there. I don't know if you can see it, but let's open it up. Oh, I can see that's pretty coarse. So I'm going to put this in here. Oh wow, this is, oh god, it smells so good. So see, the grinds are pretty coarse. That's exactly what I wanted. So now I'm going to adjust this, tighten this up, and see if I can do it midway. So see, you can see all the coffee grinds coming through. That's where they come through. At first I couldn't see how they possibly could go through there, and I was a little bit confused, and I even sent a note to the company asking how it works, but then I figured it out. The other thing I want to point out, I'm gonna see how the finer one, if there's a difference. So the other thing that I wanted to mention that I think is very important, when this came, it's stainless steel, so there's also metal parts in there, and there's the plastic part, and maybe I'm not sure what other materials. So when it came in, I opened it up, I looked into the chamber, opened it up, and it smelled, it had that machine, like a metal part, you know, like almost like automotive part smell had to it, so like a petroleum type. And I was a little concerned because of course I don't want that smell in my coffee, and I don't know what kind of chemical would cause that smell. So I rinsed it out really well with soapy dish detergent, and I let it dry completely overnight, and I smelled it again this morning, and it pretty much doesn't have any smell or much smell to it whatsoever. So I think what I'm going to do is, like this coffee that I'm grinding right now, I'm gonna do that as a demonstration. I'm not gonna use that because it is a manual device, and it's got all kinds of moving parts, so there could potentially be some residue on the metal parts that I'm sure will come off with the grinding and the use of it. So I'll do a couple of these before I actually use the coffee, and that's just what I'm going to do for myself. I want to share. So let me see. I'm not sure if changing the setting of grind will work in the middle of the grinding cycle, because oh, look at that, I have a whole other batch of coffee. So because I'm going to take the handle so it doesn't fall off, because see how the grinds are in there, but this, I think this white part, when you turn that tighter, it goes closer to the metal part, so the particles are not getting through bigger particles. But if you open it up, then bigger particles will get through this tiny little opening between the white plastic part and the cylinder, the stainless steel cylinder shell itself. So let's see how it ground. I just want to see. Oh yeah, I actually think it worked. Let's see. Alright, so this one is definitely finer than this one, but it's not super fine. So I wonder if that is because I should have started the full cycle. Let me open it up and shake it off a little bit and see if I can make it finer. Oh, look, see how it comes out? Actually, when I just got it, I unscrewed the whole thing. And I'll show you. See, so this piece comes off. That's the nut, basically, that holds that mechanism together. This one is, I think these things are very sharp, these little black, and that's what probably grinds it. Not exactly sure how this works. And this is the part that's between the outside of the shell. So let's see. Okay, so that's what's left over there. See, so there is there's nothing, there's no mesh there. You just put the grinds in there, and then it grinds and comes through between the outside of the shell and this white piece. So let me try to put it back together. So you can, I don't want to wash it right now, of course, because I'm still working with this, and if I get it wet. See how easy it is to just put it back together? Oh, see, this white part has little tiny ridges there, so it kind of has to go through those ridges, so that's what controls that. So let's make it as tight as we can. I think if we make it as tight as we can, it will be the fine grind. So let's try that theory. Okay, so pretty much right now it's as tight as this can go. Let's see if it's gonna spin, and let's see how that's gonna work. So I'm going to put a couple spoons in. Okay. I'm gonna put this on top. Here's my handle. Oh, I'm getting a hang of it. So it's actually pretty neat. Like if you have time, this is really cool. Yeah, so see, it works. You can tighten that setting for the coarseness as tight as you want to. So there we go. Let's see what we got. All right, we got coffee. So let me check it out. So I'm going to create a little spot here for the coffee. And I'm going to put this here. Okay. Oh wow. Okay, so that's it. So now it worked. This is super, super fine grind now. Okay, so that makes a lot of sense. So now you have to make sure if you want to change the setting of whether it's coarse or fine grind or medium or whatever it is that you want, you have to open this up, clean this area out so you can tighten it up. Unless you want to go from fine to coarser, then you don't have to clean it, of course, because the fine will not prevent you from going out. It's only if you want to go a little finer, that's when you want to clean this out, if you need a really fine grind. So this works great, actually. I think I love it. It does exactly what it's supposed to do. So my advice here is wash this out really, really good. Maybe even soak it a little bit in soapy detergent water, then dry it out completely before first use. So maybe overnight is a good idea. And then go, if you are not sure about the what kind of grind you want from the coffee, then start with finer grind. Test it out, which is very easy. You can just grind a little bit, see how it comes out, and then you can, like, see, I still have the coffee grinds in there, so then you can finish it off. But it's much easier to go from finer, tight seal here, finer grind, to coarser and bigger opening here. It's really much harder to go the other way around without opening this up, clearing this out, And so this is my review. I hope this was helpful to you, and I do recommend this if you're looking for a manual coffee grinder. And thank you for watching.